CBS Georgia Pratt.
Levitt, 6 members asked questions in the second round. Thompson 1 round, but it was a round of 7 minutes.
Good morning, y'all.
Shalala is
Literally.
If you want some of this Tom Price hearing, you can bring it up in the background.
Shucky Ducky
Okay.
was a way for me to say, I am thrilled to be here. Why not just say that?
Herman Cain. Herman Cain. Solutions for a better America.
Anytime.
This is your host, Herman Cain. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us today, because you know we're going to tell you the truth, give you the facts, because we want you to be better informed and inspired to help make this a better, united States of America. Thank you for joining us. Well, happening now is the beginning of the confirmation hearing, the first session of Representative Tom Price, who is the Health and Human Services nominee, and he is currently starting his first confirmation hearing with questions, and they actually are going to have about 4 today, but Tom Price has already started his, which is a good thing. We'll see how it progresses. But we want to keep you posted about all of that, as well as keep you up to date on what makes for a better America.
A better America.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people.
Herman Cain's connected, unfiltered perspective every day.
Well, the big one for today, not that they are all unimportant, is the confirmation hearings for Representative Tom Price. And President-elect Donald Trump's pick to lead his administration overhaul of the health care system is causing a lot of people some consternation. Even Senator Schumer took a swipe at Tom Price even before he has been confirmed.
Our president-elect claims he wants to drain the swamp, but Congressman Price has spent his career filling it up.
That is an absolute cheap shot. But we ought to be used to that by now, coming from many of the Democrats, unfortunately. And here's another thing about the confirmation hearings of Congressman Price. They have dug as deep as they could to try to find something on Congressman Price in order to derail his nomination. The reason they want to derail his nomination, there are really 2 big reasons. Number one, he knows probably as much, if not more, about Obamacare than anybody in Washington, D.C., the alternative to Obamacare. So it's not like he's got to go to school to figure out what's wrong with Obamacare. He already knows what's wrong with Obamacare. And he already has ideas about how it needs to be fixed. And yes, there are several Democrat plans / ideas, and his job is going to be to bring them together into one. So what if there are other ideas? And the liberals continue to want to make a big deal out of the fact, well, what is the replacement plan? No, there isn't one replacement plan, as Lisa pointed out. There are several good that are going to evolve into one. Because the liberals and the Democrats keep trying to nail the Republicans in a corner, and they're not falling for it. So as they were looking for ways to try and bring down Tom Price and derail his nomination, first Chuck Schumer took a cheap shot, talking about Price is part of the swamp that needs to be drained. No. If anything, Senator Schumer, you are part of the swamp that needs to be drained because of the malarkey that you throw out there to try to derail somebody. So here's the biggest thing that they let leak, that they were going to try to go after him on. An ethics charge. Yeah, an ethics charge. Here's what they are saying, and it's going to come up during his hearing, either this one or another one by a Democrat, I assure you. What they're saying is he did some, quote, insider trading. Now, allow me to give you the background on this because you know that the nightly news and all the liberal media outlets and all the liberal reporters are going to try to present it as if there is some there. Bottom line, there is no there. I called Congressman Price personally yesterday because I had heard the reports about the insider trading accusations. And he said, it's all garbage. He said, allow me to send you the exact timeline of what happened, that they are now trying to turn into a firestorm. Here are the details, folks. Here are the details. Most people who have investments, you have a broker or you have an investment advisor. Tom Price has one also. His broker is Morgan Stanley. Like most people, he meets with the broker ever so often to review his. On March 17, 2016, Morgan Stanley undertook a comprehensive rebalancing of Price's portfolio. In the course of that rebalancing, the advisor purchased 26 shares of a company called Zimmer Biomet. It's a medical device manufacturer. 26 shares worth $2,697.74. Price learned of the purchase of Zimmer Biomet on April 4th, 2016. You see, insider trading, folks, would be if he knew something about this company and made a purchase before they made a big announcement. He didn't learn about it until almost a month later from his financial advisor. And once he knew about it, he sent his list of trades to be disclosed, that's the procedure, on his House transaction report. Price submitted the report reflecting the March trades on April 15, 2016. The previous year, Price had begun work on his legislative effort to delay the comprehensive joint replacement demonstration project in 2015 in order to preserve treatment options for patients. He sent a Dear Colleague letter regarding this effort on September 21, 2015. That's the whole matter. And it's nothing. It's nothing. First of all, if you were going to engage in some serious insider trading, wouldn't you? But if he were genuinely trying to do something unethical, wouldn't he have gotten more than 26 shares worth $2,697? Yes, but he didn't. I can say this, folks. I have known Dr. Tom Price for many, many years as a representative from Georgia. I have talked to him many times about different issues. I don't think he has an unethical bone in his body. If something unethical turns up, it's because he didn't know about it. That's how well I feel that Tom Price has done nothing unethically. And if you want to read more about the fact that there's no there, I published a commentary this morning entitled Deconstructing the Left's Astonishingly False Charges Against Tom Price. Yeah, read all about it, folks. There's no there. But you better believe that the Democrats are going to spend a lot of time today and tomorrow trying to prove that maybe there is some there. There is no there. Other updates concerning the transition. As you know, some of the others went before their respective committees yesterday, and one of them being Mr. Zinke. No, I didn't get that right, shouldn't it be?
I think it is Zinke.
Is it Zinke? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Zinke, he went before a committee because he's been recommended to be Interior Secretary. And listen to what he has to say about opposing land transfers.
I am absolutely against transfer or sale of public land.
Now, it doesn't stop there. He responds to a question from Bernie Sanders about whether he believes public lands should be open for
drilled on public lands.
I'm an all the above energy, and I want to be honest with you. I'm all the above.
Will you encourage wind and solar on public lands?
I will encourage absolutely wind and so all the above. So I think that's the better solution going forward is all the above energy.
all of the above. I think that's real clear. And then he responds to a question from Bernie Sanders about whether he believes climate change is real.
I don't believe it's a hoax. I believe we should.
You do not believe it's a hoax?
No, I believe we should be prudent to be prudent. That means I don't know definitively. There's a lot of debate on both sides of the aisle.
Well, actually, there's not a whole lot of debate now. The scientific community is virtually unanimous that climate
Not
change
true,
is real
Bernie. Here
and
we
causing
go.
devastating problems.
Here we go. See? Bernie says there's not a debate. He's wrong. That's what they want people to believe. And all Zinke is saying, I'm not convinced. The scientific community isn't unanimous. But this is the narrative that the Democrats have been putting out there, that they've been putting out there. Now, coming up at the bottom of the hour, folks, we're going to have a special guest, Senator David Perdue, to give us his perspective about how.
He's been there. He's done that. And he wants to give you the insight and the advantage. Herman Cain, Solutions for a Better America.
Is she working from home? Oh, is she? Good.
Hey, Herman.
Yes.
The story is live. Or the list is live. I'm going to turn to the Q speaker. I can't really hear you. So.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Okay, now I can hear you.
All right.
So we're live there. I'm not sure if Dan's put it up on your side.
Okay. Great. But it's up on the HermanCainShow.com.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you.
Which for those on the stream, that's the WSB webpage.
So what?
Which for you, because you're on the stream right now, right?
Correct.
So for those on the stream, that's the WSB Herman Cain Show webpage, because there's two of them.
That's right. Those of you that are watching on the stream, we have posted that list of pouters who are going to boycott the inauguration. It's been posted at thehermancainshow.com. And if you want to see whether or not your congressman or congresswoman is one of the pouters, you can go to there and take a look at that list.
Oh, I see you've got a little red and black there wearing. I'm watching the stream now.
I didn't want to wear it during the bowl games. Didn't really have a lot to be proud of.
Well, we go into basketball season. You know how it goes down.
Oh, now you're right. They usually have a pretty good basketball team. I can't wait to wear my Falcons t-shirt on, my sweatshirt on Monday, Jared.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm bringing it on Friday.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Don't forget it.
You better. It's going to be a lucky sweater, man. You wear it on Sunday and Monday.
That's true. Now, I'm going to wear my Falcons sweatshirt if it's not hot. Monday, win or lose. But I'm expecting a win. I'm optimistic.
All Georgia sports teams. We get excited about it, and
Yep. Then we get disappointed. When I come back, Shannon B, I know I got some good calls out there, folks, but I got to tell you, well, maybe I'll save Betsy for after Senator Perdue. Because these are some good cuts you have of her.
Yeah, I like what she said.
Yeah.
Cut 11 is my favorite.
Yep. See, what do we got here? Don Dim's now acting holier than thou. I think since I did Price, Zinke, I think we'll just go ahead and do the ones about Betsy. It's called continuity, right?
Yes. And Purdue might bring it up, so.
Yep.
The latest and the greatest. He only has one more pick to make, and that's agriculture. And
yeah.
All eyes are on Sonny Perdue. Eric had a thing on that. Here's what he said.
We're just over 48 hours to go before Donald Trump becomes president of the United States, and he's got one cabinet position still unfilled: agriculture. I heard it yesterday. Fox News reported it yesterday. The Chamber of Commerce tweeted yesterday, as did various agriculture groups, that he was going to name Sonny Perdue yesterday afternoon as his nominee. It never happened. I'm told that the Trump campaign still is trying to find a diversity pick for agriculture, but they've gotten blowback from the Chamber of Commerce that's thrown its weight behind Sonny Perdue. Supposedly, today we'll get the announcement on the agriculture secretary, whether it's Sonny Perdue or someone else. He remains the odds-on favorite.
On my website? No. Oh.
But be careful, we haven't talked about it yet.
Oh.
Wink, wink. Anytime.
Welcome back to the Herman Cain Show. Thank you for joining us for a better America. The transition continues. Another person that was interviewed yesterday, Education Secretary nominee Betsy DeVos. And during one of her hearings, she says communities need to have more say over education policies.
President-elect Trump and I know it won't be Washington, D.C. that unlocks our nation's potential, nor a bigger bureaucracy, tougher mandates, or a federal agency. The answer is local control and listening to parents, students, and teachers.
Local control. Parents, students, and teachers. What a novel idea. I think that is the right philosophy. She was asked by Bernie Sanders if she would work with him to make public colleges and universities tuition free.
Senator, I think that's a really interesting idea, and it's really great to consider and think about. But I think we also have to consider the fact that there's nothing in life that's truly free. Somebody's going to pay for it. And so.
Yes, you're right.
You see, that really was kind of a very classy answer. But then Bernie Sanders asked another question about that. I saw a clip this morning where he said, Ms. DeVos, do you think that if you were not a billionaire and a large contributor to the Republican Party, would you be sitting there in this confirmation hearing to become education secretary? What a stupid question. As if Democrats don't have rich supporters. He was trying to make an implication there, folks, but that dog didn't hunt. They're just trying any and everything that they can to try and embarrass any of Trump's nominees and embarrass Donald Trump. Guess what? It's not working. It's not working. Don't forget, we've got Senator David Perdue, Senator from Georgia, coming up in the next segment, who's going to give us his update and impressions of how these confirmations are going leading up to Inauguration Day. And we're going to be right here with you on that day. I'm your host, Herman Cain. Ashley, when you say the link is ready, what did you mean?
So you wanted that list up on the website, right?
Yes.
So you led Jared to believe that you weren't talking about HermanCain.com. You were talking about The Herman Cain Show, which is on WSB Radio's page.
Correct.
Yeah. So people can go to TheHermanCainShow.com, which brings them to WSB's page.
Yes.
And the whole list is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I sent the list to Dan and said, Herman would also like this list on HermanCain.com, but get with him about whether or not he wants a commentary, because you could talk to Dan about how you want it framed on your website.
Gotcha. Will do.
So like Shane said, you haven't really explained it yet, but once you do explain the list, then that's where you could tell him to go.
Okay. I'm perfectly fine with it being on the Herman Cain Show WSB website page.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that page doesn't get updated all the time.
Yeah.
But I do keep relevant stuff up there. I actually sent them yesterday a little audio from your MLK Remembrance show.
Right.
Just to have something up to date, you know.
So have they put the list up there already?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. Yeah, the link to the list.
Got it. Good. Okay, great. That's good enough. We got so much stuff spewing forth.
So, but I mean, I guess come Monday or whatever, we take it down.
Yeah, take it down. Yeah, take it down Monday. I don't want to give those powders any more attention than they deserve.
Yeah.
Okay. Purdue is supposed to be calling us at about 10:35, okay? Johnny
Isaacson's
Isaacs.
speaking now.
Yeah.
Isaacson.
Then you have Lou Gehrig's is here. That is it.
Just talked about it.
Hey, Herman?
Yes.
Senator Perdue is available all the way up until, 10:50, so you've got it in the whole segment.
Okay.
If you need him that long.
Thank you.
And Isaacson's testifying now.
And Isaacson just talked about what I talked about that stock. I've never heard him speak this well.
You think David Perdue's jamming to Go-Go's? Mm-hmm. Blowing big bubbles with their bubble gum.
This Isaacson testimony, I've never heard him speak this well, Shane B. You might want to grab some of those sound bites of his for tomorrow.
Excellent.
I've never heard Isaacson speak that well. Never.
Maybe he's feeling better.
Now we're getting to Tom Price.
Voted for Sylvia Burwell with pride, and I'm going to vote with Tom Price with pride because I know he's the right man for the right job at the right time for America. He's my friend, and I commend him to you, and I urge you to vote for him in his confirmation.
Thank you, Senator Isaacson. That's much better than whatever was written for you to say. Dr. Price, welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Come to the committee.
Do you want to play a little bit of Tom Price going into David Perdue?
Yeah. Yes.
Price, welcome to the...
Okay. 30 seconds.
You're going to rejoin with him, and you want to...
You can just say, Tom Price is making his opening statement. Let's listen to a little bit of it now.
Got it.
And I'll hit it.
Actually, let Senator Perdue know we're going to listen to about a half a minute or so of Price, and then I'm going to bring him on.
Anytime.
Welcome back to the Herman Cain Show. Thank you for joining us. My special guest, Senator Perdue, we're going to bring him on shortly. But right now, we want you to hear a little of Tom Price, Representative Tom Price's testimony that he's currently giving in front of a United States Senate committee. Let's listen to some of his remarks.
Dr. Price, welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Alexander, Ranking Member Murray, and all the members of the committee, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you today and engage in as the ranking member said in the discussion about the road ahead for our great nation. I want to thank Senator Johnny Isakson for his generous introduction. As he said, we've known each other for 30 years, and I'm so grateful for his friendship and his kindness. And our state is blessed to have had his service and his leadership. I wish also to especially thank my wife, Betty, of 33 years, who joins me here today. As Johnny mentioned, her support and encouragement and advice, which I would suggest to you is virtually always correct, and her love means more to me than I could ever say. Over the past few weeks, I've met with many of you individually and have gained a real appreciation for the passion that you have for the Department of Health and Human Services. Please know that I share that passion. That's why I'm here today and why I'm honored to be the nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services. We all come to public service in our own unique ways that inform who we are and why we serve. My first professional calling was to care for patients. That experience as a physician and later as a legislator has provided a holistic view of the complex interactions that take place every day across our communities. And today I hope to share with you how my experience has helped shape me and my understanding and appreciation for the work of the Department of Health and Human Services.
That's good, Shane.
From an early age,
I got to tell you, folks, I know the guy, Representative Tom Price, and he is starting off with his comments assertive, firm, positive, and strong. And I can't imagine them trying to find anything that would cause him not to be confirmed. Unless, of course, Senator David Perdue has a different opinion. Welcome, my brother from another mother. I beat
Good
you.
morning. How are you?
I'm great, Senator. Thank you for joining us. I know you think very highly of Congressman Price because you put out a statement urging your colleagues to support him. He is a strong candidate.
Well, there's no question. I mean, I am so excited about Tom's nomination. I mean, Dr. Price, as you said in that lead-in, has been involved in healthcare his entire life.
Yes.
As a practicing physician, but also as a legislator in Georgia and now as a congressman in Washington. Since 2006, Herman, as you know, he's had a bill that would have actually preempted the need for Obamacare.
Right.
Had they been able to get it voted on and passed.
Yes.
This is a guy that's right for our time. I fully support him. He's going to make America great again by fixing our healthcare system with our help. So I'm looking forward to working with you on that, Herman.
I think that is fantastic. There's been much reported about there are several quote-unquote bills that the Republicans are trying to converge on one. What's your perspective on how close are we to having one approach to replacing Obamacare?
Well, I'm very optimistic. First of all, we're going to repeal Obamacare. I mean, this is the thing we've been talking about for years.
Yes.
It's collapsing under its own weight. And as before we talk about what the features are that we need to replace, we need to hammer in and make sure everybody realizes just how far down the rat hole we are in this thing. I mean, premiums in Georgia, Herman, as you know, are up over a third, 33%.
Yes,
and
right.
Across the whole country, deductibles are up over 2/3. In Georgia, we run the risk in 99 counties out of our 159 counties. 99 only have one carrier today, and they're holding on by a thread. And many people lost their doctor. They lost their plan. And the other side claims, well, we have 20 million people that are now insured. Well, 12 of those 20 were Medicaid patients.
Yes.
They had nothing to do with Obamacare. So, I mean, we're going to take care of transportability, insurability, make sure people can be insured. And then what we've got to begin doing is getting after the cost. So I'm very hopeful here. First of all, we have a plan on the Republican side. It may not be, it's certainly not a government play to take over health care like Obamacare was trying to do. And it's going to provide some market-based solutions to meet people with their needs where they are, to make sure that if somebody wants, for example, a high-deductible catastrophic coverage, that an insurance company in a capitalistic system will be able to provide that for them.
It is unfortunate that the Democrats and the liberals and the liberal media continue to try to scare people, and they talk about 20 million people are going to lose their insurance. No, they're not. That number is actually not that big because, as you indicated, a large percentage of them were put on Medicaid. They continue to scare people and say that the Republicans don't have a plan. Yes, you do. And, the idea is you're not going to leave anybody out in the cold. You're not going to yank the health insurance rug out from under anybody. They're simply trying to scare people, and it's not working. And so they don't report what you said and what Senator Rand Paul said and what others have been saying on the Republican side about we can repeal and replace at the same time. So it's great that you have reinforced that message, because I've also been saying that constantly on the show. Let me pivot to another thing. With the confirmation hearings, we know that mathematically in the Senate, the Republicans have enough votes in order to be able to confirm all of these nominees. Do you anticipate any Republican defections?
Well, on what I hear right now, no, I don't, Herman. We had a little tough questioning going on last week with Tillerson by, a Republican senator, but I don't think that's a threatened vote. I think we're going to confirm all of these people, and here's why, Herman. And you've said this on your show. I've heard it recently. Think about this. Under Barack Obama, only 5 people out of the top 100 or so nominees, only 5 people came from the private sector.
Right.
In this administration so far, there are over 80 people that have been nominated for these positions. These are talented, successful people. You just mentioned Dr. Price is assertive, positive, and energetic. He is all of that.
Right.
But he's also accomplished. These are people who are being nominated to these positions of great responsibility who have already proven that they can get results. I met with Dr. Ben Carson last week, and I have to tell you, his heart for humanity would make anybody proud to have him running housing and urban development.
Yes.
He wants to get involved in the development, not just in providing housing, but to help people raise their station in life. You know what he said last week, Harmon?
Yes.
And this tells it all about these guys. He said, look, we need a system that makes people themselves happy with where they are, not just that we're happy with where they are. And that speaks tons, doesn't it?
Yes. And it also suggests what I have been saying, and others, he's thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the box in order to help people in these areas that need the most amount of help. Well, that's encouraging to hear. Now, bring us up to date on the actual process. How many committees do the nominees have to go before, and what's the process when it gets to a full Senate floor vote?
Well, we are going to sit around after the inauguration on this Friday. We're going to convene the United States Senate, and we will vote on several. I don't know the exact number right now, but I'm hoping it's going to be in the order of magnitude of somewhere around 6 or 7 that we will vote on Friday to confirm, so that these people can come to work on Saturday morning and go to work for the people of America. So what we have right now is some of these people have 2 or 3 committees that they have to appear before, because those committees have oversight over their departments. I met with General Mattis last week as a member of the Armed Services Committee.
Right.
He's a nominee for the Secretary of Defense, and so I'm hopeful that he will be one that we will confirm this Friday. And so we're on it, and I'm, like you said, I'm very hopeful that because Republicans can get this vote with our own vote. And by the way, we need to thank Harry Reid for that, right? Because
right.
This is a nuclear option that they played. And I heard one of the Democrats the other day said, well, I never really felt that nuclear option was such a good idea.
Well, too late.
Yes, sir.
Too late
sir.
now. Well, that is very, very, very encouraging, because as you know, through the press, we hear a lot of the bluster. We hear a lot of the scare tactics and the negativity and things of this nature. And I got to tell you, of all of the people that President-elect Trump has nominated, I haven't seen, from my perspective, a weak one in that particular group. Now, the only one that hasn't been filled yet is Agriculture Secretary. Any idea why this is taking as long?
Well, I don't really know why. I know that these people in the transition team have been very careful. They have scanned. I know because I've given them a lot of names for a lot of these different jobs
right.
from the private sector. These are people that I've worked with and around over my career. You and I have talked about it offline a couple of times. And so I know that the transition team is being very careful, very deliberative. I know they talked to my cousin Sonny. I know he's in consideration. I hope he gets it. He is, I don't know why he wants to get involved, but he's told me he believes he can add value, and help drain the swamp up here, and I think he can absolutely do that.
That is great. Well, one of the big issues was health care, and I am pleased, as well as a lot of people, that the incoming administration, the members of Congress, are all over that as a number one priority. The second one relates to changing the tax rates. Have there been some preliminary discussions informally amongst the members of Congress about getting some of those tax cuts in?
Oh, absolutely. This is the second thing. You know, the first thing we had to do was Obamacare. That was job one. But I think the overall mission of the administration, as I understand it, having met with them and talked about this several times, is that we've got to get the economy going. And Obamacare is a big drag on the economy, not just the health care part of it, but the entire economy. And the second piece, as you rightfully call out, is the tax changes. I mean, we know we have an archaic tax code. There are 4 pieces that are being discussed right now actively. I mean, this is very rigorous conversation up here behind the scenes. One is the individual tax rate and cleaning up the tax code. My goodness, we know that needs to be done.
Right.
The second is the corporate tax rate. We have the highest corporate tax rate in the world, and we're not competitive because of that. And we're the last country to really have a repatriation tax. We need to get rid of that. And then the fourth thing that's now come up is they call it this border adjustable tax, but I call it a tariff. The first 3, I'm all on board, and we need to work on that. This other one is going to require some debate, but this is an active, ongoing conversation, and we will have, by the time we get Obamacare dealt with, leading into the spring, we will pass the budget for fiscal year 18, do reconciliation, and that will allow us to address this tax package.
You know, this is music to my ears. My ears are dancing right now, Senator Perdue.
Well, let me give you another one. You know, we've got all these regulations we want to get done here, right? So we've got there will be some executive order actions, but we have something called the Congressional Review Act where we can go back X number of months into the Obama administration and actually vote to redo that. And we can do that among ourselves. We only have to have 50% to do that. And so what we're talking about up here is changing our hours. It takes about 10 hours of Senate time to just undo one of these points of regulation.
Wow.
So we'll line them up. I mean, there may be 100 of those things.
Right.
Well, let's line them up, and we'll work through the nights, you know, keep the Senate open. I mean, we're going to work this as hard as we can to get this done or get this undone as fast as we can. So I'm encouraged that there's a new sense of hopefulness and a sense of I guess cooperation is another word. I mean, partisan politics are still active up here, but I think both sides realize that what America is giving politicians in Washington right now is a probationary period, not a mandate.
Yes.
And we've got to get some things done, and I have a sense that that's beginning to happen up here.
Well, that is great. Well, Senator Perdue, again, thank you for your service to the state and to the country, and thank you for the wonderful job that you're doing. And thanks for coming on the
God
show.
God bless you, Herman. I look forward to seeing you soon, man. Thanks for all you're doing.
Thank you, and thank you for the very positive feedback that you've given us today here on the Herman Cain Show. Thanks a lot, Senator Perdue. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show.
Herman Cain
always gives me insights to what I don't already think about or know.
Solutions for a better America.
Good. I don't think I have time. No.
Oh, say it again, Herman.
I don't have time. No calls. Thank you. Good job. Great job. I'll have to come up with something clever.
Well, show ain't over. I hate to spill the beans on your stream, but you got another hour, wink, wink.
The role of Health and Human Services in improving lives.
What are you talking about? Oh.
Don't end the show.
Oh, I won't. I won't. I got it. It could be clever still, though, right?
We got this, too. These are popping in.
The role of Health and Human Services in improving lives means it must carry out its responsibilities with compassion. It also must be efficient and effective and accountable.
Just a little something to bounce off of.
They got to save some of his cuts for tomorrow. Hey, thanks a lot, Jared.
Have an excellent last segment.
Thank you.
I will see you guys tomorrow.
You got it. Thanks, man. Great job.
Thank you.
Wow, I get a lot of emails between 9 and 11.
Hey, Herman.
Yes.
This isn't a big deal, but did you tell them to take the Meet the Team page off of your site?
Take the what off?
Meet the Team.
No. I was looking for it not long ago.
It's gone.
Why is it off?
I don't know. I wondered if you told them to do it.
Nope. I'll check it out.
Man, this is
Did you update the bio with Lisa?
No, she won't give me one.
She won't give you one.
She has not.
Okay. She didn't say she won't give you one. She just hadn't done it. Okay, she's out sick today, believe it or not. She
The affiliate letter, they did edit it. When
Yeah.
You wanted it to say
Okay.
full 2-hour radio show. Yeah, I'm gonna find out what happened.
I don't know what happened to the Meet the Team thing. I didn't say take it down. I liked it. I know how I'm going to end this hour. Mr. Smarty Pants.
Where are we?
I got a taste for some more fried fish. Huh? I got to think about lunch, folks. What? She always says. Ma'am, the band total? That's how I'm going to close the hour. There's an old saying, love conquers hate, right conquers wrong. You still there?
Yep, coming back. Anytime.
Thank you for joining us on the Herman Cain Show. Inauguration Day is getting closer and closer, and we're going to keep you up to date on the building of this new administration and the building of this better America that we talk about. You know, there's an old saying, love, not an old saying, it's in the Bible. Love conquers hate. And to paraphrase, right conquers wrong. It was wrong for some people to try to discourage the Talladega College marching band from marching in the parade in Washington, D.C. Well, guess what? The president of the college stood up and said that those young people are marching, but they needed some help. And so they created a GoFundMe page. They needed to raise $75,000 for that trip. But thanks to you, your response and your generosity, they have now raised over $600,000. Oh, yeah. It's not just the trip that it's going to help. It's going to help with some of those facilities back on campus. Conquers.
All done.
Thank you.
Let me know when the stream's over. I think I have it right.
When the what?
The stream is over.
Oh. Mel. Thanks, folks. We'll be back up tomorrow.